Phil's hand position is terrible. Why does that matter? You're trying to get Philovandrel to 7? Why? I understand how Harvest works. I'm saying, what's the power you want to get Philovandrel to? I mean, he had the option of getting it to 6. One of the Harvest choices was Farseer, and you could just manually get it to 6. But I guess 6 isn't good because it's just Zoltan's company. Alright, he's just gonna play Harvest. Ooh, there's a Whisperer. Easy. I think Ninja's gonna play Reinforced Ballista. And then click it to pull the other Reinforced Ballista. Kind of needs to. Or else this Whisper is gonna cook him. Simless can still play 2 backup lands. 6 can also get you orbs, right? Orbs, or what's the other one? The one that pops out of the graveyard? The pincer for boiling oil. Yeah, this is a good oil.
Do not.
And it also thins out the rat of it, which is cool. Rat of it's only 6 points, but it's still 6 points. And when you're being bled, 6 points is a lot. Vandergrift has an infusion as well, so it's 1 point a turn. I wonder if Youngface wishes he had rebuked Vandergrift when he could have.
Mother will be proud.
Okay, Vandergrift's getting locked. Because if Youngface played down to 0, Vandergrift was going to get resilience.
Gentlemen.
Ninja has to click the Radovid there to get ahead. And we see a Rebuke come down. And answer the Reinforced Ballista. 17 to 13. Ninja Bank fighting for his tournament life here. He easily gets ahead with playing Insane, but he'd prefer to avoid doing that. Ada gets him ahead. It might be that you just drop Ada as the sacrifice. I don't like that. But I guess you still... this way, when you play Ada, you instantly get values. It's fine. Youngface could just play Hamadryad here and see what happens. Yeah, Eichner and Deck or Eichner and Aquin are both in deck.
'Tis my tree. I was born. I shall die with it.
Scurvy.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels!
That's a lot of points for Ninja Bang. You didn't even have to play Ada. The Youngface just plays a 4P. And he says, what else you got? The Ninja can just play Botchling now. But this is the thing, like, when you're being bled like this, you're so hesitant to commit your big card. And then you end up playing things out of order. Like this, you would like if this Ada was played before the draw, you would have a lot more points. But like you don't know what you're trying to keep. I don't think so. We could see them. Alright, so Botchland comes down, and that's when Youngface passes. He didn't get the Ada or the Inseus, but he also didn't want to play his Simless or Forest Protector. He really wants to get Aquin. Not Aquin, Aithna. Well, honestly though, at this point, he only has like one special. So Aithna isn't even that big a deal, is it?
Let's give up now.
Blood alone can my maid's honor unbesmirch.
Can't take it anymore.
Well, remember, Simless wasn't playing nature cards. Simless was playing tactics. So, this Ada will play for 12, which is not bad, honestly, in terms of tempo in this round. Simless backup plan could kill the Ada.
Why should I, an elf, a
All he needs is a Trickster, and he gets it. Easy. This Ada ended up playing for 5 points. The Ada that we saved for round 3 instead of playing in round 2 before Drog.
Oh, utmost apologies, gentle
I
sir.
feel like Drog is a more powerful card in this matchup. But there goes Ada, and I think, given that nothing Youngface plays is tall, there go Ninja Pang's tournament hopes. Like, Enseus is currently 18 points. Which isn't enough. Right? Because 18 and 18 is 36, and, or, well, it could be 20 points. 38. So all Youngface needs to do is play for 30. Play for 11 points. And he's got it. Because Forest Protector plays a nature card.
You no honor. Stand and fight.
Just a rebuke will be enough. And just like that, 39 to 27, Youngface wins the finals 3-0, winning with every single deck. What an impressive run. Wow. GG, well played. Thank you to everyone who participated. And congratulations to Youngface for once again winning the finals of the tournament. So, in terms of their paths, Ninja Pang beat Kepko 2-1 in the first game. Then Tom Who Laughs beat Aithnet 2-0. And then on the other side, Youngface had a bye in round 1, beat Buteko in round 2, beat Nick UKR in the semifinals, and went 3-0. He actually went undefeated in the tournament, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0. Just came, kicked some butt, took the prize, and won the tournament. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you like the tournament, please leave a like. It helps me out. And I hope to see you next time. Cheers.
What is up, my friends, and welcome to another video. Today we're
All right, let's try this again, this time with a microphone. Hey, Bollywood man. How's everybody doing? Let's Let's get some music going. Greetings, Gwenters. Yes, yes, yes. There should be some audible music, but not too loud. We're going to do weekly tournament number 108 today. We already have 8 people signed up. 7 of them have their decks. So max 7397. If you're here, please update your decks. If you don't have your decks by the time tournament starts, you will be removed. If anybody else wants to join... Excuse me. We're starting in 12 minutes, so there's time. That's probably not a good change. Lilith Omen is 10 provisions now. You know, at 10 provisions, it's still bad. Okay? But at 9 provisions, I'd still hate it. I'd still hate the card. Don't have to play it. Unless you make it to the finals. And also, you kind of put yourself at a disadvantage if you have a deck you can't play. I'm going to guess which one it is. I'm guessing the deck you don't want to play is your Symbiosis Gift. It's just a guess, though. It's because I'm psychic. That's how I knew. I can't really think of a unit that deserves a power buff. Laura. Yeah, it's a lot simpler than that, Turco. I just figured you put your 3 decks you're comfortable with as, like, first, and then you have to find the 4th, so you put the 4th in. It's really not that... not that hard to read you. Is this Eichner's list? You wanna go Ruin back to 5? Cool. I would rather choke on my own vomit than ever vote for an alumni buff. Kimbolt. I don't know if Afon, yes. Afon is easy. It never should have been buffed. It's just like such a dumb card to buff. Right now, it's a 9 provision, 11 point Radovid. Like on average. That doesn't require devotion. This card is so stupid. It did not need a power buff. It already has armor too, so it's not like you're going to remove it. Afon is a great card, don't touch it. Yeah, that's how you know it's broken. Because Troko loves OP cards. Am I wrong? Well, part of your problem there, Mr. Eichner, if I may be so bold, You know what I think is the root of this problem? What the fuck? How do you spell sergeant? How do you search for sergeant? Is it S-E-A? S-A-E? The fuck? How come? Okay, now it shows up. It's sergeant. Okay, I gotta remember how to spell that. Is this piece of shit shouldn't be 4 power, it should just be 3 power. Every season when this card is 4 power, it's a clown fest because like it enables decks that don't need to have any synergy or counterplay. They just have massive like free point slam in rounds 2 and 3. It's just silly. Like this is a silly card to have at this power. A much better card would be Spotter, because Spotter has counterplay, has conditions, has things that can be done to it. Like it can be locked, for example. Or it requires a unit in the deck, you know, in your deck, right? So there's ways, and it's a little riskier in round 3. You know, like if you want to be fair, like this card has been over nerfed, and this card is just stupid. It should never be 10. Mosh, hear me out. Don't touch the sergeant. This is a totally fair card. Yeah, I rest my case. The sergeant 3 power, then you can deal with it at 7 provisions. It just an unconditional 10 for 6 just does not work for me. Got a ping pong? Because they'll be good. They'll be good for a month. I have looks like we have a replacement for Max, who hasn't responded. So I'll tell you what I think about. I mean, I think 9 is fine, especially because it triggers assimilate. Like, Sergeant shouldn't be a card you play in every deck for no reason. Like, should be a card that you play if your deck has synergy with it. Like, if you're playing crossbows, then Sergeant is a great card because it can reactivate a crossbow or a light cav, right? It can help defend an engine. And it's a soldier, so it will trigger things like crossbows. Like, it has synergy. But just like an auto-include card that's a bronze, that has no counterplay, that's good in a short round, that has synergy with Assimilate and with soldiers, it's too much. It's just bad. Like, if NG needs buffs, give them buffs. This should not be the thing that makes NG viable. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, with Ivo, it's got synergy with Ivo because it's 2 cards. Like, it's like there's no downside to having sergeants other than like you can't play them in round 1, but that's not really a downside. Because it's not anything your opponent can capitalize on. The only way your opponent can exploit the fact that you have sergeants is if you draw them in round 1 and you're playing against a red coin abuse deck that can win on even and then capitalize on it. Because even if you lose on even, like having 10-point cards you can just slam is really strong against the bleed. Especially when they have armor. Like, Meryl 2600 spotter deck playing 2 Nausicaa. Yeah. Like, I think this card is good. It should be good in decks where there's synergy with battle prep. But when you're just playing it because it's literally better than any other bronze or gold at that provision, that's not a good thing for the game. That's just how I feel about it. I don't really like a Colgrim nerf. Because I like that it's playable in Golden Necker. And I feel like Colgrim has counterplay. I don't think Colgrim is... like, without... like, yeah, some devotion decks can sometimes struggle with it. But, like, I'm okay with that. Because I hate devotion as an idea. And even then, like, you could like, even like an ST devotion deck, movement to locks like is not uncommon. You think Assimilate Nausicaa is synergy or just scummy design? I think I've said this a long time ago, like, the Assimilate tag, the way that it functions is problematic and limits this, like, was a bad design, because it shouldn't be cards that aren't from your starting deck. It should be cards from your opponent's like starting deck, or cards from your opponent's faction, something like that. like it doesn't make sense that when I play my card that I put in my deck, I get Assimilate procs. What are you assimilating? Your own sergeant into your own army? How is that assimilation? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? So you'd obviously have to rebalance the whole game if you make a change to the Assimilate tag like I'm suggesting, right? But I always thought it was dumb. Like, Stefan should not proc Assimilate 4 times. That makes zero sense. Like, this is not a balanced opinion, right? Like, set aside the fact that currently, like, you can't really play Assimilate without Stefan because you need that. Like, just put all that in the corner for a minute. Forget, like, points per provision for this specific subject. And just think about the way that Assimilate functions, where you're getting points or playing your own cards from your own deck. Doesn't make any sense, right? I've just never liked it. Like, why is my Vigo that's playing a bronze from my own deck like this, like Vigo into Slave Driver? Why is that proccing Assimilate 2 times? You could do different stuff with it. Like, you can say, every time you play a unit from your opponent's deck, or every time you play a unit that wasn't in your starting deck, right? As opposed to a card. Or anytime you create a card, proc something, right? Or like every time you create or copy a card, like, because then like level cost leader or like Rune Mage or Informants would proc it. But like Stefan Skellen and Vigo, or at least Skellen wouldn't proc it, or Sergeant wouldn't proc it, right? Like, I've just always thought that that's a silly thing. Common Pokemon could be funny. Yeah, I didn't say it out loud. Like, you need to do something like the Shelmar treatment, because then if you're playing against NG, every card you ever play procs Assimilate. Yeah. So you want to make Ulrich 9 provisions. Wouldn't a better buff to Ulrich be just buffing Triss Butterflies? I just think Ulrich is bad design, because just like Operator, it requires you have the card in your hand. But if you do have the card in your hand, it boosts the thing by 2. It makes it even harder to answer that engine. Like, a world where Ulrich is viable is a world where you need to have 3 answers for knights per round. Or like, you need to have like 4 or 5 answers for Fallen Knights. Like, that's not really fun. I just don't like Ulrich into Fallen Knight being stronger. Because, like, I'm not saying it's strong now. It's kind of high roll-y and whatever, but anyway. You want to make Ku 9 provisions and Shiru 11? You think Shiru is too weak right now? You think Ku is too weak? I'm not sure I agree with that. I agree with D Shackles. And I never wanted the scribe to be buffed, but I haven't played enough ladder to know if it's like a problem. It's too expensive for 12? Here can go into ditch and die? I just don't see it played that often. Or I don't see it not being played. People still playing it. Like, we've had Ku at 9 provisions before, and it's all it is a buff to Joachim. Like, I will never vote for a Ku buff until Joachim is nerfed. He should be 4 power, 10 provisions. What the fuck are we doing with that card? The nerf Joachim? Yeah. Let me add Joachim nerf to my list. Or maybe this needs like a provision. No. Provision buffs are too valuable. There. But I'm still like not wasting a provision buff slot on Ku, which is a card that's played and viable and common and meta, when there's cards like this that literally don't see play because they got nerfed. Or like because they've been power crept. Or because they suck. Like I'm not voting for a Ku buff when Ku is very playable, viable, and a valid card. Yeah, let's make Mahaka Forge. We are in fact starting, yes. So, I have verified that all the players have 4 of each, 4 decks, 1 of each faction. And apparently we are checking everybody in. Thank you guys all for being here and being on time. I really appreciate it. We have 8 people, so we're going to have 3 rounds today. And let's activate the bracket to see who's cheating. All right, nobody gets a buy because we have exactly 8 people. All right, so Bretco versus Kepco. The co-match. Kilgore versus Tom Who Laughs. Solid Snake versus Max Tremere. Well, Snake has 2 X's and you only have 1 X, so Snake is clearly the favorite. And then we have Ladder Ape versus Ninja Pang. Another crazy matchup. Which one do you guys want to see? Players have 10 minutes starting now to do their bans. Good luck, have fun, gentlemen. Gonna look at decks from Tom. I see a Compass Muzzle Erendite Siri deck. A discard package and a Geralt Quen. I see Dragon's Maddock. I see Golden Necker Tactical Decision Albrecht. And I see Devotion Frost with Unseen Elder. What did Axis bring? Lilith's Omen Hive Mind with Mamuna Bloody Mistress. Eater. Arrakis Eater with Mamuna. Interesting. There's also an Acid Spit. We have Battle Stations, Soldiers, Illusionists with Master Puppets. Shieldwell Brokenburger with Trollolo. And Onagers. Excuse me. And Pirates Cove with Helvide, Butterflies, Townsfolk. Wow, what a lineup. I'm torn. I want to watch all of these games. So type 1, 2, 3, or 4 to sway my opinion. See a 3, I see a 4. SEO1. Lovely. Thank you for the 2. I was waiting for someone to in no way help. Yeah. Actually, let me just add you as an admin. What's your name in game? Is it Aithna Cute Dryad? All right, pick a game. Sweet. Now we're going to be casting 2 of them. Or you guys will get to watch 2 of them, whichever one you prefer. So, I'm going to go with Axis versus Tom Who Laughs. Just because I want to see Axis's decks and get absolutely demolished with by Tom. Actually, I'm not sure who wins this. Should be an interesting series with some a few off-meta decks. Thank you, See You in Hell. Appreciate the Prime and 20 months of support. Hey, Bison King. Which game you want to cast, Aithna? I'll make sure I add you so you don't miss out. Bretko says good night. Good luck, everyone. Okay, you already picked your game. Gotcha. Cool. All right, so if you guys want to see Solid Snake versus Max from here, you can see that on Aithna's channel. And I'll be casting Axis versus Tom Who Laughs. We won't get to see Ladder Ape, Ninja Pang, and Bretko Kepko. But we have to pick. Can't watch every game. All right, so let me pull up this game. It looks like Tom banned Axis's Shield Wall deck. And Axis banned Tom's Reckless Flurry deck. Tom has a Precision Strike deck that I didn't quite look at. All right, yeah, it's dragons. So it was dragons and Reckless Flurry. Those were the 2 I thought Axis might ban. And Reckless Flurry bit the muzzle. Iron-Dyed Heatwave, COC. This has a lot of control. This deck basically says, I don't want you to do stuff, and I have Siri for bleed protection, I guess. Or card advantage. And then I have Compass and or like a short round win con. There's some proactivity with... I saw Shin playing something similar to this. Little half booster, some proactivity. There's a Funeral Boat. Gwent into Siri can be really annoying for the opponent. There's also Bear Witchers. Oh, I missed the invites on game number 1. I didn't join fast enough. These 2 banned so fast, we missed the invite. Kept going streaming? All right, I guess that's what we'll go watch until I get my invite. And Lionheart's streaming Gwent. Nice. Always good to see. So it looks like if you want to hear his commentary, just watch it on his own channel. I just want to make sure I see if I get an invite. So it's Enslave Helga, Enslave 6 versus Deathwish Dagon from Bretko. Can make it a little bit bigger. But now I'm covering the score. So fog that was consumed, it's doing damage to... Oh my god, I forgot the name of this card. Save me, please. The one that puts the card in the opponent's like, wait, did we just coated weapons the Brewis? After I had thinned ones? That's a little bit risky. Sandor, it's Sandor. So we're gonna remedy a succubus. That's kind of... Oh, and the fog hits the fog, although it won't kill it, since there's only one turn of fog left. But stealing an enemy succubus is so annoying for Deathwish. Remedy just... He could even yoink that one if he really wants to go full monkey mode. His Ardle is up to 14, so he can put the Toad back. So that Ardle played for 19 tempo and has actually put Kepko ahead. This is not a good place for Deathwish to be. Because your tempo is weak without Brewis. He's only ahead by 1 point of tempo now. And so Kepko can easily, like, get ahead and win on even. He even has War Council in hand. 31 to 24. 6 cards to 6. Not looking great for Bretko. Like, Deathwish runs out of steam after their Urn of Shadows combo. And I guess the plan was to, like, maybe kill the Sandor with a Cyclops or something. I'm not sure why we didn't immediately consume the Brewis. But I also wasn't expecting it to get banished the way that it did. Now Bretko has used the leader charge. Partly to discourage yoinking, I guess. Because now it's gotten some value already. But we see abduction into the drone. For 14 or 15 points of tempo. Here comes AQ on the Dettlaff. 52 to 46. Assassination is just 6 points. Not enough to get ahead. But he could yoink it. Yeah, we're going to see. Wait, no yoink. So a little surprising. It would have been a 10-point yoink. Now Bretko gets the click and is going to play his next Toad. Which gets out another Dettlaff. 59 to 46. And then the final leader charge used by Bretko. I mean, Kepko's got to be happy with how this round went. He got both leader charges, AQ Dettlaff from his opponent, and he stole a succubus. So right now there's only one succubus in the graveyard. Dagon is at 2 charges. And given that Brewis was banished, I don't remember if Brewis had an infusion when it was banished or not. But either way, there's 2 machines and... Oh, we're mulliganing Helga. Interesting. Kepko didn't want to have Helga bled. So, the problem for Kepko is Bretko... It's going to be fun to say. Bretko has Brewis. So, if there's more Deathwish cards in the deck, he could pull them out. But given this was in the hand and 2 were already thinned, might not be happening. Okay. So abduction on a Scorpion. Scorpion's at 10 power. It can't... Riptide is currently at 9, I believe. So it has to get Heatwave. But now there's no Heatwave for Helga. Are we going to see a coded weapons here? No. His coded weapons wouldn't put him ahead. And Kepko seems interested in keeping a card advantage. Maybe. Let's go, Nilfgaard, yeah. If you yoink the infused and it dies, does it boost the opponent's Dagon? I'm not sure. I don't think it does. But I could be wrong. Either way, there's like enough infusions, especially because I'm guessing Brewis was infused and then Ern was clicked on it, so like Dagon was already at 2. There's really no way to deny this. Because you can banish one but not the other. And infusing a Death Wish unit and then having it die is kind of Wait, no. This one was this one also that Dagon infused? Is Dagon at 3 now? Here comes Dolulok. If Bretko, I mean he's yeah, here comes the leader now to steal the succubus. If Bretko has a Cyclops in hand to answer the Scorpion, he would deny a lot of stuff in value. Kairan. And Dagon pops out. So it's going to be War Council to try and find Helga. He doesn't find Helga. And he might be getting 2-0'd here. Right now he regrets mulliganing Helga. He really didn't think he was going to get 2-0'd. At least currently he has a live amnesty. There's no heat wave, so there's no reason to spend these charges. You may want to keep them in case. He also doesn't have Vilga Force. Not that it would matter because you can't Vilga the 31 unit. It's immune. Hey, yo, Euros. Yeah, I thought some people might miss it. But I didn't want to change the time. Once I figured out there was a time zone change in Europe, I didn't want to change it for the people who showed up on time. But next week. And this, maybe today you get to watch more. This is an 8-point amnesty. There's 2. There's a battle prep. I don't know what he's thinking about. There will be 1 Scorpion charge he can't use. He had to use the battle prep. Because without it, it was a tie. So now he's down a card. Kepko is down a card. Top just US next week, so expect more chaos. Yeah, to make... Could have yoinked the Dagon and ate the suck? Did he have... Was there enough charges for that? Kepko misses his Helga. He's just gonna like have nightmares about that mulligan in round 2. That is not a winning hand? No. And Kepko seemed to agree. So Kepko goes up 1-0 in his series. He's streaming it, so if you want to watch the rest of the series, there it is. Eithne is helping me cast today. Or observe. So you can watch Snake versus Maxstrom here on his channel. I'm waiting for game 2 of Axis Kilgore Tom, who waits because they went into game 1 so fast I didn't get the... Guys, I want like let's get more streamers involved. I want Sundays to just be like turny. Well, did he have enough charges, claustrophobics? Because the Dagon was at 8, right? You'd have to ping it 5 times. Is game buggy? I hear sound was still loading. Oof. I don't know, man. I've never had that problem. But it sounds like you're cooked. Were you able to watch game 1? Oh, you're right. Right. I forgot about Stefan. Yeah, he could have. But you're assuming his opponent wouldn't have consumed the turn after Stefan was played. It won't matter. I think like if it's bugged and you leave it for any reason, you won't get back into that game. But maybe for next game it will help. You already passed? Oh, so he had 2 turns. Yeah, then you're right. You're right. It was that was a misplay. Because he could have drawn Helga next round. We don't know. Let's stop. No, why? Why stop? What else is there to talk about? So it looks like Aithne is stuck, so he won't be able to observe the game. Rip. Alright, so Kepko versus Bretko, round 2. Fight. I mean, it's round 1, game 2 of the first set. First game was okay. Then you just got screwed out of game 2. Welcome to the tourney, client. Isn't it such a joy? But hey, it's, you know, it's the tourney client we got, which is more than the tourney client that we didn't have. So I'm glad we get to use it to do these tournaments. Spaghetti is OP. Okay, so Kepko's got some dwarfs, and he's against imprisonment. Actually, what is Bretko's imprisonment list? It's a Shoop, Ardle, Leo, Radea. Okay. He's, I guess, thinking about whether or not he should buff it. Decides not to. It's got 3 armor, so like leadering it is gonna feel bad. But like a Shoop NG deck doesn't really contest round 1 against dwarves, I don't think. He's just gonna play his Calvite and then Rune Mage to make sure that next round he can Shoop anytime he wants. Or Redea anytime he wants. Rune Mage is a strong card. But it's also the effect that it gives you is carryover, so you probably do want to play it round 1, even if you're not contesting the round. We see a Diplo come out from Bretko. Gets an Archer. At least the Archer will stop the engine. But it plays for 2 tempo. Whoa, Novigrad Justice from Bretko, like from Kepko. I feel like that's a bit of an overcommitment. Why not just play the Volunteers? Bretko just plays a Squirrel. Okay, we're playing Volunteers also. Now it's a 20-point gap, and Bretko can't really play anymore. If he does, he's going to get knocked out, I think. Or not knocked out, but he's going to get tempo passed on. Yeah. But that's our cue for Axis Kilgore versus Tom Who Laughs, which is Tom won game number 1. And he won it with it was an NG showdown, tactical decision versus Toussaint, and Tom won with his Aldrich deck, the Golden Necker Aldrich reveal. What does what was this Toussaint deck that was played? This was Battle Stations with Fion, Alyssa, not a Sire? Huh. There was the Swears, there was Mops. Interesting. All right, here we go. Axis Kilgore versus Tom, who laughs. Currently, Tom is ahead 1-0. And he's playing his Precision Strike Dragon's Madoc deck against the Lilith's Omen Arrakis deck. So in round one, Axis is going to want to play a Fiend to set up the graveyard for Mamuna. We see a Red Haze get mulliganed, but there's a lot of bombs in hand, and one Sapper. So Tom has a pretty good round one hand, I would say, because he has a lot of bombs for his Madoc. And he's drawn three of his big golds already. There it is. There's the Fiend. We're going to see Saskia Dragon. This should get answered by Riptide. Since Riptide isn't going to be able to answer the other dragons, there's not much of a use for it, for saving it. There's not much of a reason to save it. And in general, at least when I'm playing, when I see Riptide get a good control target, I jam it. This is basically a 12 right now. So that Riptide played for 17. If you count the removal value. Shokiri has been called. Here is Kitty. So Sapper into D-Bomb, gets Madoc out. Madoc goes front row, as Madoc often does. This Red Haze is actually a bit of a problem for Kilgore, because you know, he would like to play, like, the reason this deck plays TA is so he can boost a Stalker. But if you don't want to play into the Madoc row, right? But if you put it in the back and give it TA, it just gets Red Hazed into the dirt. So I think what I would do in this situation is I would play Hideous Feast on the Sapper. Because otherwise I would have had the leader and then drop the Stalker and then leader twice. I don't know. Round one, blue coin, and you're not playing Arendite. You hate having to use leader charges, but I suppose leader charges aren't super important in this deck. They're really there just for the Stalkers. And we see I'm making a bomb comboed with the Madoc click to actually kill. So it didn't even have to be Red Haze. Guess we're saving Red Haze for like Mamuna or something else. Making a bomb damages the target by 4 if it's moved to a row with no other units. Double Stalker main deck is brave. Yeah, unfortunately, Stalkers like have this weird polarization where they're shit Unless, like, you get to boost them. But you're loading them to boost them isn't really viable. So we see now Hive Mind from Axis. And mind you, Tom has only played bronzes so far. And he's ahead on tempo. He plays a Scholar for 9 points. The sequencing, the next card is a Stalker. We leadered front row. That's very interesting. I guess we're killing the Maddock? Must be. I like that play, actually. I think that's fine. You know what? The thing, you also gotta admire that, like, Axis is cooking. Not a lot of people playing a deck like this. So here comes Octvis. This is the first major commitment Tom has made, but he is making it hard. This could be the time to play Acid Spit. Because I'm not sure it's going to get a lot of value later on. Did the NG Giga Lord win? You can watch him play his games right here. He's literally live right now. And iRays with a tier 2 sub. Thank you so much, iRays. Appreciate it. 3 months. Thank you, thank you. The Giga Chat tier 2 sub. So, what did we see? It was Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane is really cool when you have a Stalker on the board. So it makes sense that Kilgore wanted to use it then. Now we see a Samam play for like 7 points. Or 6 or something. Come on, if this isn't when you play Acid Spit, I don't know when it is. And I would actually put it on this card because it was so quickly gonna finish. Yeah. So now it's on Maddock and it's not great, right? You would rather this, instead of being on Maddock, was here. So light, I think, misplay from Kilgore there. And he's killing the Maddock. But it's not like he has any swarm payoff, so it's the Cataclysm for Maddock wasn't doing much. But now this, we do see finally Red Haze used to answer the Stalker. It's left alive for a long time. But I think now Kilgore can just drop the Stalker. The Stalker's not getting much value later, I don't. Well, we do have still Ran Warriors and an Itter. Yeah, I could be wrong. Maybe he's saving this. Naglfar would also be super dicey. I do like that this deck runs Tome instead of a Nidomancy. Oh wow, we leadered. Why did we leader? Or no, did we just click this? Well, I wasn't looking. I don't think the Sapper is worth killing anymore because, like, you gotta put your opponent on at least one non-bomb. And you're hitting 2 armor, right? Damaging Maddock for 3 is fine because that Maddock is 3 points. If it's clicked. Wow. It might have been more if those 3 points went to this. Right? So Tom used Octvist and Full Leader, right? And Saskia. And doesn't seem to be winning the round. It's like he could in 2 cards get there, but it would just be a massive commitment. Doesn't have, I mean, he still has some stuff, I guess. But I think we're gonna see a pass. And Kilgore used Riptide, Wolfsbane, Hive Mind. So I don't know that either player is getting a big advantage. Aren't Gwent sounds. Thank you for letting me know, Paul. Alright. Game sounds should be up now. Let me know if you don't hear them. You can tell who's winning based on audio cue? Are you casting it just like... It's like a radio cast? Except where like the caster can't see it either. So we're gonna see Omen as the opener. Wait, is that gonna be enough points? No! No, we did the Omen! Oh wait, that's enough points. What am I saying? Beautiful stuff. Well done. Although we can't pred dive anymore. I think that's a good trade. I think you still pred dive there. Pred dive the villain. Oh man. What a thing. What a thing of beauty. And then Red Haze takes out the Bloody Mistress. I think you just pass here. I mean, you could play this for 8, but like, you could... Yeah, I guess that's worth it. Especially Baddock was on the wrong row. Alright, so Axis wants to have Itter, Lusty Ran Warrior? And I think you honestly mulligan the Kikimor Stalker, but... Tom has to go down a card in order to catch up.
Get this down.
So double Lassay for Axis, and Axis has... is there an answer left for Itter? There isn't, right? I mean, bombs? 2 bombs could answer it? But you just wait. Maxi's not a card you want in round 3. There's Sassy Blasi, though. And Naglfar currently gets Itter or Arcane Tome. So you're not going to brick it if you mulligan 1 Ran. You're going to mulligan the Stalker. That makes sense. Alright, now you can't mulligan anymore. Well, we're out of mulligans anyway. And interestingly enough, well, actually no. Is there another pred dive? Right now, Axis is wishing this Adrenaline Rush was a pred dive. So hard. Mikabraki has how many charges? Is it 7 or 6? It's 6. So 1 bomb answers it. And there's not a way to build a swarm now for Glusty. So Axis gets to play all the cards he wants, but it won't be enough.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
He knows he's got to know last card is Blaze. Because the reason I say he can't do anything anymore, like, he doesn't have a leader charge, right? The last leader charge, and there's no way to build a swarm. Because if you use this on one of your Ran Warriors, it's just 1. So this Glusty won't really pay off. Even if there was the leader charge, it probably wouldn't have been enough points. Like a Spore would honestly be more point than anything else in this deck, I think. Tragic. The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Alright. Got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. And not press GG. Yeah, Saggies. So, Axis loses the game by 8 points and then loses the series 2-0. But at least we got to see a cool deck. Alright, so let's see what's Kepko up to. So Kepko is playing Blood Money Bounty against Evershadow. Wait, is this a ladder game? He's playing a ladder game. And Aitna is now watching Solid Snake versus Max Tremere. So Solid Snake is playing a Townsfolk Novigrad deck. I think it's complaining about the carryover abuse. You want to hear his commentary? Here you go. I'm just gonna cast the game. So Morels comes out. I should also check and see what the score is right now. So Troco or Max Tremere and Solid Snake are 1-1. So this is the deciding match. This is a very late Novigrad. I guess it's not... Oh, wait. It doesn't get heat waved. Interesting. And Max Tremere plays a Sergeant from hand. Oh, Brigade, sorry, from hand. Also late Townsfolk. 22 to 38. We got 2 Sergeants left. I think the Townsfolk can outdo it. Wait, no, it's not enough points. Especially with a Fawn. Yeah, Troco doesn't even need to heat wave. Well, actually he does. Because they were tied. But he wins the series 2-1. Townsfolk did not manage to get enough points to beat Soldiers. So with that, I believe the only game remaining is Ninja Pang versus Ladder Ape. And in that series, Ladder Ape won game 1 with Deathwish. And Ninja Pang won game 2 with Kimbolt. Thanks for the follow, Hardy CH. The switch from Aitna knowing his favorite deck is Devo Guerrilla Tactics. What's wrong with Devo? That's the Guerrilla Tactics. That's not a carryover abuse deck, is it? It's an Aitna abuse deck. I make some very clear mistakes. Well, I didn't get to watch most of it. The carryover from Harvests? I do genuinely think Harvest should go back to 6p. Maybe that's what I'll vote. I don't like nerfing Shiru too much because in my opinion, Shiru has counterplay. Is it very strong? Yes. What would I do? Like, if it was up to me, Shiru would still destroy himself. If Shiru destroyed himself, he would be balanced. And then nothing else would be needed. But I think Harvest, honestly, should never have been buffed. Because it's just a card that, like, fits into every deck. And is, like, carryover. And a versatile card. And it can create... Like, Harvest has technically been buffed because Whisperers are 4 power now. Right? Harvest can give you a Whisperer. First game, you make 2 obvious mistakes and win by like 30 points. What was the first game for you, Trucko? Let's see. Shield Wall. You were okay. You were playing an Engine Overload deck against a Syndicate non-control deck. I think does Snake's deck play? Let me look at Snake's deck. It's a hidden cash deck. It does have Igor. Were you able to answer the Igor, I guess? So you played in that coin. You figured Snake would be playing Syndicate on red, which he did twice. So let me see. What was your deck? So this is Golden Necker, right? Golden Necker was Siri. Siri Shield. Wait, does Shield Wall work on Siri? Or is it only non-neutral cards? An allied unit. Oh, of course. I love it. Like NR leader. Does Inspired Zeal give yeah. Where Inspired Zeal at? Okay, so this got changed to be non-neutral. But Shield Wall never got changed. Shield Wall gives any unit a shield. But like, for example, Carapace, which has the same icon, and that matters for no reason at all. See? It only gives Veil if it's a non-neutral. Or if it's... Yeah. Whereas this always gives shield. Just NR things. Alright, who are we gonna watch in round 2, guys? So we got Betko versus Tom Who Laughs, and it looks like Ninja Pang beat Ladder Ape 2-1. We already watched Tom, and kind of saw Bretko. Wait, Bretko beat Kepko 2-0? Interesting. So Kepko is out. That's why he was playing Ladder. He beat him with a Shoop deck. Interesting. Interesting. Shoop. Yeah, we were watching that game. Veil is more OP than Shield? Is it? I don't know. Shield prevents you from... prevents removal. Like, if Secret Service wasn't in the game, I'd agree with you. But when somebody shields a unit, and then you lock it because you can't kill it, and then Secret Service pops out and purifies it. Like, Veil also doesn't have synergy with Sangreal, for example. Alright, I think we should watch Max Tremere versus Ninja Pang. Because one of them is going to get knocked out, and then we wouldn't have seen a game from either of them. I'm going to start round 2. So, I think Aithna will probably cast Bretko versus Tom. Right? I mean, it's the only other game. So you get to watch both semifinals. This is cool. So it's going to be Max Tremere versus Ninja Pen. Should be a good series. Both players have brought some strong decks. Both players have lots of tournament experience. Yeah, I've always held that Inspire Zeal was a damaging thing. Semi-finals about to start. I assigned you the other game. Hopefully he'll be able to observe. What did he say? Look at how many tabs. Bracket. There it is. Yep. Sadly. This is fun. This is hype. I think next week, hopefully, with time zone fixes, we'll have 16 people again. And if Lionheart's back, he's expressed interest in casting these. He was gonna cast number 100 with me, but he was literally like attending a wedding or something. He couldn't. Second game you predicted correct only with audio cue. Nice. So, Max Tremere versus Ninja Pang. We should talk about the decks and what you would ban, right? So, Ninja Pang, Pincer Drog, Collusion, Imposter. This Imposter deck is Emir with Usurper. So very, like, just textbook Miamon deck. And then SK Witchers with Geralt Professional as his fourth. And then Max Tremere brought Soldiers, right? So we saw the Soldiers deck kind of with Dead Man's Tongue and Bakala, Ramon, All God, Nausicaa Brigade. Two offerings too. Very interesting. But this is the deck that I think Eichner was saying is very strong right now. It's always been 12 p.m. Central to US time. It's just that this week Europe shifted by an hour, so if they were going off their own time, it might have been confusing. Started the round, right? They're still doing their bans. It's like it's a tough decision for at least one of them. The Golden Necker, Turco's other deck is Shield Wall, Golden Necker with Visigotta, Baron. There's a series. There's two series, actually. And there's a Kudkadak for Purifies. There's a Reinforcement. There's two Onagers. And one Revenant. With two Boiling Oils. Two Griffin Witchers. Two Reinforced Ballistas. And two Siege Supports. So, thinning. Two thinning here. One thinning here. One thinning here. And then there's Dandelion as well. It gives you some information about what's coming. Its deck can miss, I think. Golden Necker, for example. I mean, it does have 4th inning, but you've seen me play Golden Necker. You can miss it. Hey, Ranger. Good to see you. Well, I think also your Syndicate deck just has... Yes, sir. Gotta go get some water. And show off my beautiful physique. How's it going, Oversell? Good to see you. Not Baldur's Gate. I've turned Sam into a Baldur's Gate gamer now. He's been playing it. He's like speedrunning that shit. Yo! Oversell with 20 gifted subs. Congrats to Domo56, Camille Radex, Stomchai X86, Shrimp Dick, Bahama Lopez, Mexinic, Luna Matador, Crowley Kehe, Ruli John C, Cam Kelly, Matt Jackal, Didi Kayulia, Vivat Croze, Vinci PL, Jhay 5, Aoza 2, Ninja Pan, Kepco, Mr. Silvermoon, and Artero Gamer. Be sure to thank Oversell if you're out and enjoy the complimentary toe beads. Shut up, man. Man, you're already subscribed. You can't get gifted when you're currently subscribed, my guy. Like, of course you dodged. You're like... There's like a soup kitchen, right? They're handing out food to the poor, and you got a bowl, and then you went back in the line with your bowl that's still full from like the 10 minutes ago where you were given a bowl of, like, you're just standing there with the soup, and you're like, can I get some soup, please? Can someone please? I'm dying of starvation. Like, right, 6 bowls. Yeah, he's got like 5 bowls on a tray, and then he's like eating from the 6th one. Because Sam gifted him the 6-month sub. Literally trolling. So, Syndicate and Shield Wall. Okay, we're not going to get to see the Shield Wall deck. That's that. Alright, so Ninja Pank playing NR Pincer Drog. And Max Tremere playing Imperial Formation Soldiers. Here we go. This is the offering All God Soldiers Fion deck with artifacts, specifically Bakala and War Council. This used to be like a Shoop deck, but you don't really want to play Fion in a Shoop deck, right? Because you want all the soldiers. So, and this deck doesn't mind being bled because it has artifacts. Does it play battle stations? It does not, because battle stations technically isn't points, right? It's tempo. It's like Lilith's Omen, right? Or Oniromancy. It doesn't add points to your deck. It just makes it more likely for you to play the points that are in your deck in a more optimal or desirable order. So we saw Esquire come out and immediately get offering. Makes sense. You probably don't get to offering a Karak Marine, but you may want to save an offering for a Revenant. Although this deck does play Drog, so yeah. We'll see. From Ratcoin, Troco's probably just happy to play All God and Offering, and maybe artifacts, but maybe not. He does have a sergeant in hand, so technically he can't play this card. Ball God? What do you mean?
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
So we see AA to reinforce Ballista. That's kind of a big deal to get the AA in round 1. After playing only an offering. I think Troko is happy about this. Ninja didn't have any siege units in hand though, so he kind of needed to do that to get his siege masters out, I think. Ninja can drop a Revenant and immediately well, not immediately, but because he's not Inspired Zeal, but it wouldn't be hard for him to get value from it. Instead he plays Ronvid, which is technically carryover, so that makes more sense. And he is going to use both of the clicks on Siege Masters and click the Lamp Gen, basically saying that if you stick around too long,
None can match the
I'm going to just take the long round. Because why else would you click all that, right? You're against a deck that plays Soldier Engines, and you just used both clicks on your Siege Masters. To me, that says Ninja wants out the round, and that's exactly what he does. So Troko now needs to get 15 points, and he's not going to be getting 15 points in one turn, is he? If he copies a light cav, at most it would get 4 points because this is the last unit that was played. So it's not exactly like Piggies where they get points regardless. Bakala with a Marine. Would that be enough? Marine and a boat? He would have to also use a leader charge. If he wants to get there in 1. I think.
Build rats, not on this ship.
Interesting choice to infuse this. This was getting killed anyway. He should have been infusing the Lamp Gen. Or no, the infusion goes up at the end of it, but still. He should have been infusing the Lamp Gen. See? He wasted 2 points. Yeah, I don't think he realized. That's a big misplay. That's a massive misplay because he's committed his Resilience artifact and he really wanted to bleed out Princess Ada, but now he can't. I mean, now he's got to play another card to do that. Because if he hadn't infused this card, right, he would pass here. Lamp Gen would be taking 2 or 3 damage. Yeah. We're gonna have to see a bleed down a card. Ninja Pang should love this Mia Brew. It's a hard. Oh yeah, I agree. This deck is not easy to play. I've tried it. It is difficult. And I respect people who play it. That's why I didn't necessarily vote for a Kimball nerf or anything like that. On the other hand, Ninja Pack also brought SK Witchers, which is a deck I don't respect. But it's a tournament, so it is what it is. We have a Nilfgaard command for you, Reeds. Somebody wants to use it for him. Very big misplay. Yeah, I agree. Weekly dose of Gwent? Me too. Secret Service Aggro is a nice combo, but this deck doesn't have Secret Service. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He has Kutkudak instead. I asked Rocco. He said he didn't like Secret Service anymore. He thought they were too expensive or not good. He didn't, or maybe he doesn't like that he can't control when he uses them.
Wars are won with discipline, my lord.
Okay, so Troko is not going to be bleeding.
your shield.
he's still gonna take the long round. Because if he was bleeding, he would have played a light cab there. Hey, Ash. What's going on in Gwent? You don't really keep up anymore? It's pretty good. Seems to be pretty active. Active as it's been since CDPR canceled Gwent Masters, basically. Some people come and go. I play basically enough games every season to get to pro rank. Usually I play like an hour a week after after casting the tournament. Pretty good, Clueless. Well, it's all relative, right? It's relative to what? Like I said, it's about as good as it's been. Oh my god, he gets demo event. Some cards get nerfed, some cards get buffed, so the meta decks change. Wait, double bold? And a full test? The fuck? And then AA to Vandergrift with the Squire buff. Why bolts? Oh, for the Revenants. Okay. Hey, Marishka, how's it go? This deck is Devotion, yes. It does run Adastriga. And it has Enseus, and then he gets like Androg, and then he gets the other legendaries from Temple. Hey, Hardy. You just watched the occasional meme video by Jim Wolverine? Yeah, Jim's Jim plays some cool decks. Like he tries to do some cool stuff. And it's kind of a community service he does, because it's tough getting those meme decks to work. And he has to go into the depths of the 2300s on his journey to like make something functional to get a video out of it. But like late at night when I'm watching Gwent, like if he's on, I watch him. So Ninja opens with a Reinforced Ballista. He still hasn't actually clicked Temple. He uses it to boost Ada. This is very interesting to me. So we have a Reinforced Ballista trying to work on this crossbow. But to be fair, it's not a better target anyway. Shorko can't, or Max Tremere, sorry, can't do anything to Princess Ada other than, you know, kill it with random things, but it's not dying. It's 15 power. And if this was a battle station deck, maybe like battle stations with 2 light cap could do something. But that's not what this is, so. The Reinforced Ballista does get sniped.
Nerf this fucking card, man.
Which card? Temple or? Ada? You don't like the card? It does die to its COC, but there's not a lot of COC on ladder at the moment. So, we see Troko's first lock come out to answer the Alba, and he has, I should note, bricked a Nausicaa Brigade, which can't be a good feeling. Like, this is such an expensive brick, because this would have been 4 points and a card. And like a minimum, it was 10, right? 11, because of font. Minimum. And if it was an engine, it could have been even more. So this is like an 11-point brick that Troko has to overcome.
What can I do for you?
We see now Marguerite come out to lock the Arcane Crossbow. I don't think Troko minds too much. Interesting. He's just gonna grab another crossbow.
2 licks or 4, I never miss, even at full gallop.
Not a slave driver or marine or sergeant. I guess this crossbow, since he has 1, 2, 3, 4 soldiers to play, this came down for 8, right? And then it's going to be another 8. So it's just a 16-point card. I guess it was the most points. And it's also like not getting answered by a boiling oil.
Beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels.
This is where like not having any reinforced ballistas survive is hurting Ninja a little bit.
Proud of his sons.
You can't really count this as 16 considering the light cav. Like you have 2, like it takes a flanking spot, but all right, Ninja has one of the Boholts. But his... Oh, and I see now why... I see another reason why Troko wanted the crossbows. He wanted the crossbows to ping these Revenants down. Should be... This should be a turn he plays a Marine. And in fact, that's what we see. I don't know what he selected, but he's got a 1 in 5 chance of having it be up top. Okay, now he's got a 1 in 4 chance. No, what's this placement? Bro! Flanking. I guess it doesn't matter because it's just armor. He sniped one of the Revenants. And Ninja's gonna be basically pinging his own units because none of the units on Max Tremere's side are really within reach. Like with all the armor that they have. Will he snipe this? No, he does not. So is Ninja gonna have to like ping his own unit to set it up? Or will he just ping an enemy unit and then click? I think he has to ping his own unit. Does he have any 3 power? He does have 2 and a 3. So Kimbolt's gonna come down. Can he pull the other Boholt out of the deck? That would be kind of cool. Right? So no, he doesn't have a 2. You'd have to do it next turn. But there is a heatwave for the Boholt, so Boholt's gonna get answered, I think. No, sorry, not Boholt, Kimbolt.
Court etiquette exists for a reason. Keep to it.
He procs a 3. And I guess he's hoping to proc a 2. Yeah. That's probably a good call. Like, I think that Kimbolt was going to play for more than 12, which is what this is. But now, Ninja should know there is no more answers, right? Oh, no, there's still a lock. He doesn't know if Troko has a lock. Or a slave driver. So, he can't float the Enseus. That's a kind of a problem. Because this Enseus, if he could float it, would be, 10 points. But since he can't, it's only going to be, 4 points? Like, what's he going to hit with it? Or 8? 7? It's going to be 7 points if he hits this?
On guard!
75 to 83.
I challenge thee.
These cards aren't going to fire. It's just the light cap doing one, and then so there's 2 points left. And then, what, 12 points? Not enough points. So Ninja Pang takes game number 1 with NR Pincer. Crazy. But I think that the round 1 misplay is probably the key deciding. Like, if Choco hadn't infused the wrong unit with his boat in round 1, then he probably would have bled. Like, you don't want to, like, against Ada, unless you have a way of really stopping it from getting points. Like, that Ada played for how many points? Who spit in his cereal? Reeds is a member of Nilfgaard. Of course he hates the Northern Realms. No, that's literally Reeds' Twitch name. Like yeah, so we have a Nilfgaardian in our chat. Ada was like 34 points. That's insane. And our spin in my cereal too. That's fair. do the Scoia'tael hate Northern Realms? What's the relationship there between the Scoia'tael and Temeria? Yeah. Because they killed dryads. That's, yeah. They hate all Dwans. I don't know about that, do they? Nilfgaard are more welcoming of Scoia'tael, aren't they? Because they assimilate everybody. Okay. So we have... Wait, what is this deck? Infinite Fire Sword. With Renew. So I've seen Shinmiri play this. Originally, this was created by Miyamon. With Yennefer, Illusionist, Oniromancy, Damnation. I don't remember if it had Renew originally, but it makes sense to have Renew because Renew has 2 targets, Helvide and Igor, both of which are kind of crucial. This deck has recently been buffed through Scribes getting 1 power. Not the biggest deal by itself. Other than that, I don't think any of the cards in this deck have been buffed. Because it doesn't play Ulrich. Helvide used to be 10. That's another buff. But, yeah, that's basically it. Oh, Von Hurst used to be 4 power. It's now 5. Like, I don't remember if Von Hurst was even in the original version of the deck. NG is equal opportunity oppressor. Ninja Pang Heat Waves the Scribe. Not a knight. This should be interesting.
The eternal fire guides. The eternal fire protects.
This deck usually plays offerings, right? There's 1 offering. So 1 offering was played and Heat Wave.
Come at me if you
So Troko knows this is safe now.
this sword a toy.
This is currently a 1 point a turn engine, but it will become a 2 point a turn engine once we have a Von Hurst on the board. However, it's important to note Fallen Knights are not clerics. Okay? Von Hurst only works if you have a cleric on the board. And the only clerics, 1 got offering, then the other one got Heatwave. So we could see a decree for a cleric, I suppose, like a scribe.
Give what we demand. Not harm
For now, it's the second Fallen Knight. No answer to this disciple. It's odd to me that armor up was used on the disciple, since a bear witcher can answer it. And now the bear, like you really want to answer this disciple with the bear witcher because it's currently giving you giving opponent like 4 points a turn. Troko is actually setting up a tempo pass. Because he knows Ninja wants to keep playing. Like, this deck wants to play Vesemir Mentor. But Ninja didn't draw Portal, didn't draw Quen, and didn't draw Mentor. He has 19 points right now. He could play another 18. But that wouldn't be enough. He'd have the leader to catch up. Letting this live, I think, is a huge mistake. Because this is literally 3 points right now. Its existence. See? Like, this being on the board meant 2 points came out. So if he had just Bear Witchered the Disciple, he would be able to catch up here. He's going to have to play Professional and Leader. Oh, and it's still a tie. He's going to have to Leader again. Oh, no. He had the Vitality. He had the Vitality.
Have you made your offering?
So he does win the round, and he is going to bleed. Like, Infinite Firesworn wants a round length of infinity, right? But the shorter it is, the shorter round 3 is the better for Ninja Peg. And I think it's totally fine to go down a card bleeding this. And also important to note is that Max Tremere is actually on the verge of being knocked out. He has to win this game. And he doesn't have round control. He does have Hemmelfart. That's kind of massive. So Ninja's going to play Portal. That's a no-brainer. It's going to start fitting. It also sets up Bear Witcher Quartermaster. We do have Lambert in hand for Ninja Pang, so All God wasn't played though. So I think next card will be Oniromancy into All God. I don't think you, as Ninja Pang, are trying to answer things, engines. You're just playing to shorten the next round, right? This is the first Oniro, and there's no Quarrel in this deck, so Troko can freely play Oniro for a card that he wants. Will it be Yan? No, it's in fact Helvi. He wants to play Helvi now, while he has the Knights, and then renew it next round. He doesn't... I don't think he wants to play Igor here. But I could be wrong. The thing is, I don't think it matters what Troko plays. I think Ninja Pang should play down to... At least down to 1.
All that dancing around. It's not for me.
So Oniromancy should be either for Mentor or All God. I guess All God is less tempo, and then you would like to play Mentor next round. And just hope to draw either Quen or Mentor so that you can Oniro for the other. So Troko plays Line of Credit to banish a token and then get 7 coins, which he uses to summon 3. Interesting. I would have thought like Oniroing for a Scribe would have... Here comes Eskel, answers a Knight. Right now Troko has a problem with coin. I think he just plays a lonely champion now.
Though I walk through the valley of monsters, I fear no evil.
And he's gonna leader to keep his card.
Battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
This is an issue because leader and 2 boosts is how you set up damnation into Amalfart guaranteed. What Troko has going for him is that opponent doesn't have 2 leader charges, so in next round he might have a scribe live, but he probably won't. I think... Oh, it's Gwent. The Ninja Bank smells blood. He's going for it. No, it's Mentor. Okay, so he went Gwent because he wanted to thin? Interesting. I think when Troko leadered like that, it gave Ninja an opportunity. Because he saw opponent didn't have coins. I think that's also a misplay by Troko. We're going to have to see a renew on Lieutenant Von Hurst. And the thing is, that won't be enough.
By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
I'm going to have to see Igor just played for no reason. Like that Onira could have been a Yen. Heck, it could have been a Disciple and it would have
Yes, you. Have you made your
at least
offering?
given him some coins. But he heat waves. He's going to keep the Igor. But Igor gets answered by a Trial of Grasses. Have any of you played this Firestorm deck on ladder?
Huh?
I'm curious what like some of the current good and bad ladder matchups are. I don't think this Igor's doing much. Here comes the scribe. And here comes Witchers. Even without All God, that's a decent amount of carryover. It's going to be Yen Illusionist, which will play for 5 + 4 + 1. Oh, wait, what? Damnation into Hell D.
Yes, you.
Yeah, okay. Well, this series is over, and Max Tremere is out. Ninja Pang's going to win 2-0 and head to the finals. Kind of a tragic end. So it looks like the final's going to be Bretko versus Ninja Pang. Are you guys talking about... Know what you can do there? You played round 2 badly, I think. And game 1, you had a massive misplay. Like round 2, you didn't manage your coins well. You went for the knights. I think you needed a scribe. And like you tried to save Igor instead of saving Heatwave. Like Igor did nothing. Was never going to do anything because your opponent still had Trial of the Grasses. Was Ninja blue or red? Ninja was red with SK Witchers against Syndicate blue. I was also surprised at the choice of deck on that coin. I would have thought you would pick Symbiosis there. Because Symbiosis should just clap SK Witchers. But you weren't comfortable with it, right? He was not gonna do anything true, but Igor also didn't do anything. I think the past round one was sus. Like, you want round control more than anything. And opponent getting round control without Portal, without Vesemir Mentor was like, eh. Didn't know the matchup yet. Like, once he won round one, I was like, he wins. Like, he literally didn't even need card advantage. He could have just played all of his cards. Like, he didn't have to play Gwen. He could have Oniro'd for All God for even more carryover. And then he just wins a 4th card round 3. Because, like, when you played Von Hurst, that was bad. When you used your second leader, that was bad. Because you needed second leader and you needed coins to be able to play a Hemmelfart in round 3. But you have inspired me to try and learn this deck so that I can retroactively. Shurinawa didn't really know how. Fair. Okay. So now we got Betko versus Ninja Pang. Let me just close all this. How did the looks like Betko 2-0'd Tom Who Laughs. Banned Tom's NG deck. And looks like Betko brought Knights. Is that accurate? Let's see. Even Chronos X6 matchup was bad for Witcher if you lose round 1. Yeah. I think Troko has a lot more experience with his first 2 decks on ladder. And one of them got banned. Like, that was a good ban by Ninja Pang. But it's the first time he's played in my tournament in a while, so he'll hopefully improve for next week. You crush him with NR. And Ninja's been bringing, like, I mean, he's been bringing lineups to this tournament for, like, I don't know. I think he's been in, like, the last 12 consecutively, or just, he's been in a lot of these. So he's very comfortable with his lineups and knows what to ban and not ban. So, okay. We got, it's the finals. Let me update the title and the text on the screen. Ninja Pang 0 Bretko. So, you guys don't know this. Earlier today, Bretko messaged me and said, hey, do you have the VOD for tourney number 72? Because he won that tournament. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to win a new one so that I can... Because I told him that moving forward, I've been putting all of the VODs on YouTube. And he said, okay, I'm going to have to join one and win one so that I can have a video to point to and brag about. And he joined, like, not long before we started. And he's currently in the finals. So... In Memory HS, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So, Bretko has brought Shoop NG, Imprisonment with Ardol, Mushy Truffle, and War Council. This deck also plays Rune Mage, obviously, for Redea and Shoop synergy. There's a Dwim for Truffle or War Council, and it's got Calvite, so... I suspect we'll see this deck on Red Coin. For Tall Punish, there's a Leo, no Vilgeforts. And there is a Lock, an Assassination, an Illusionist, and a Purify. There's also an Oxenford Guard, which will boost to 8. The second deck here is Knights with Scenario, AA, Erendite, Heatwave, Vandergrift. This looks very standard, Lady of the Lake version. There is one offering. And everything else looks pretty typical of a Knights deck. Sometimes you see like an artifact compression here. Sometimes you see something else. But this time we see an offering. It's a cute synergy because like there's cards that have grace in this deck and there's engines. So you have and also the scenario pulls a card from the deck. So you could like your offering will get 6 points worth of value at minimum. Here we have a Deathwish Dagon deck. This looks pretty standard. Erendite Heatwave. So Bradco bringing 2 blue decks, I think, and 2 red decks. Red coin decks. So this is Zoltan Warriors Simless with Workshop. Is it Workshop? Armor's Workshop. There's got to be a Dennis Crammer and a COC. The COC is interesting. This deck can go very tall with Crammer, but of course you control when you play. This isn't like a Golden Necker deck with COC. And then it's Precision Strike instead of Mahakam Forge. But on red coin, a deck like this can really abuse tempo. And then on the other side, Ninja Pang, we've seen his decks already. Drog, Pincer, Devotion, NR. We got Siggy Reuven, Mastermind, Collusion, Pirate's Cove. We have Imposter with Rosa, Usurper, Emir, and Gorthor Gavade Kanta combo. There should be 1 Magni. There is. And 2 Seditious, 2 Dames, 2 Alba. Very standard. Fergus. And then, of course, the Witcher's Trio deck that we just saw. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did I? Yes. Okay. Oh, I haven't started the round. Thank you. By the way, a big shout out to Aithna for helping us observe today. We got to see double the amount of games we would be otherwise. I've harassed Aithna to join my tournament sometimes, but he said he likes to watch. And since that's his kink, we don't shame it. Here comes Aithna with the raid. Speak of the devil. Better to watch Gwent than to play Gwent? I think both are fun. But I think playing too much Gwent is probably not good. Gwent is ultimately a game that is best enjoyed in moderation. Because, at least ladder, a lot of your like results depend on matchups, right? What you run into with what deck, because you pick one deck and they pick one deck, you don't know who we're playing against. They don't know who they're playing against, and so it can kind of feel whiplashy. And then of course, if you run into like stuff you don't enjoy playing against or you think are unfair, and then like you can get mad about the balance council and that kind of stuff, it can really kind of mess with you. But that's a big part of why I've been continuing to do these tournaments, because I think open deck lists with multiple decks where you can ban one is a much more pleasant, strategic, and enjoyable Gwent experience. I encourage everybody to try and, if the timing works for you, try and join these community tournaments. No one's going to judge you if you play bad, because most of the people who watch a tournament have watched me play Gwent for dozens of hours. And I promise you, I've done worse. Like, you're not going to do anything that's going to be that embarrassing relative to what they've seen me do. And the first few times you play at a tournament, I think it's a little bit daunting. Like, just the mechanics of, like, knowing what to ban and then learning how to bring a good lineup. That's a massive skill, like, that takes some time and practice. But once you get past that, it's such a, I don't know, it's such a different game. It's hard to explain. I highly recommend it. It's also why anytime somebody asks me for a best of 3, I'm always down. Or best of 5 or whatever. But here we go. We have game number 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fingers crossed. Pray G, pray G, pray G. Come on, Ninja. Come on, Ninja. If he disconnects, we'll reset the series. It will be same coin, same everything. And there's no chance of this being like he disconnected before he even saw his cards. So I don't think it's one of those situations. I do think Gwent's the best card game. Still. Well, okay. Gwent is better than Hearthstone. And Runeterra is dead. I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Magic... hold on. So, blue coin was Bretko. I'm going to quickly reset the series. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dumb for trying to print cards with essays. Yeah. I think that, like, they jumped the shark a little bit with some of the complexity. I don't know, like, Magic high level enough. I think that it's probably the most resilient of the card games. Jonathan Osh, I hope I'm saying that right, says, long time YouTube watcher, first time watching the stream. Nice goatee. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the YouTube content. I should need an advanced degree to read a card. Have you met Dagon? Because Ninja Pang disconnected, I reset the series. If Ninja doesn't come back, Troko, are you here? I might ask you to sub in. If Ninja doesn't come back. But we're going to give Ninja some time. Oh, your internet crashed. Interesting. Play some music for you guys while we wait. Then let me look at some decks from last week. Yeah, no worries, Bretko. Just let's try again. Well, you're not gonna get an invite until. Are you saying you can't log into the game? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I did was, because someone disconnected right at the start of the very first game, I reset the series, the finals. So you have to go in to the tourney client, like here, redo your ban. Once both players have done their ban, you'll get an invite. It will be the same coin, so you'll be playing your Deathwish deck from blue. I think I'm going to be playing some Gwent today. So I'm looking through some decks from... Alright, so Ninja's already also done their bans. You should get an invite soon. So you'll be playing Deathwish, and your opponent will be playing NR. Same coins, everything. There's the invite. Good luck, have fun to both players. Hopefully we don't get any DCs. Fingers crossed. Pray G, pray G. Alright, Bretko once again. Blue coin. Nice leader choice. Unseen Elder recently got buffed, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. How are vampires on ladder? Have people been playing them? Bismillah, no, you will not disconnect. Inshallah. Praise be, praise be. So, this time Ninja has Temple in hand as well. Probably a nicer draw. But since it was Bretko who disconnected, I don't think it's an issue. Nice Temple. The Ninja goes with Boholt again, Varaxis Prince, and Bloody Baron. Not going much for the Demavent, and it makes sense when you don't have Inspire Zeal. Demavent's not as good. Baron's really good. Like, Deathwish always goes tall.
Oh, we're not done if you can still war.
And this time Bretko drops the Brewess, immediately clicks it. I think Ninja Pang understands that they're not winning round one. They're just getting their carryover. They're going to have to defend the bleed and then win round 3. So we will probably see Vandergrift next. Squire into Vandergrift into pass. And Bretko should play a Giant Toad on the Foglet. This deck does not run Riptide. This version runs Kayran instead. There's a Peller. That won't matter. Infusion on Arrakis Queen and Detlaf mean Dagon will not come out early. Instead of a Toad, we played Andrago Warrior.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels!
Hi, Dirk. How's it going, buddy? Let me see you. Face good? My cat? Sure. Deathwish doing blue coin things? Yeah. I mean, that round one, I could have played both decks blind. They were always going to do that. 99 times out of 100, that's exactly the 4 cards that Bretka would play and the 3 cards that... Wait. Okay. Chose to play Ronvid instead of Vandergrift. Wait, does this deck play Vandergrift? Yes, it does. We wanted to keep AA for round 2. I guess that makes more sense. Or having AA round 2 and round 3. Yeah, apologies. I'm going to be distracted, but as we all know, my main job takes priority. Butler for his lordship. Alright, so we're gonna bleed with Detlaf. And that pulls out the Dagon. It's a lot of tempo. Gets us ahead on Erendite. Top 16 ninja draws. I mean... Just getting a Boholt and Ada is nice. Can both draw. It is Pincer, though. This Anarchic is hard to deal with, really? See, like the kind of decks I play, he doesn't have enough control to deal with my bullshit, right? So I just outpoint it. Like he gets 150 points, I get 300 points. But it is very good, and it is like it's very hard to for most decks it's very hard to bleed against this because Temple and Seius makes it like, especially on red coin. And look at this, he literally played Kimbolt, clicked the Ballista, pulled out the Marguerite with Kimbolt. Insane. And then used it to lock the AQ, and this AQ was worth 16 plus 2, 18 plus a Detlaf. So this was like a 30-point card that just got locked. At least like 4 plus whatever you consider a Detlaf of it, or 6 plus whatever a Detlaf is worth, is how much is lock played for. That's an insane amount of value.
For the king!
Yeah, and like you can bleed out their whole deck, and then the stuff they created with Temple is still available for them. Plus AA has always been like a busted card. Temple and Sei's broken combo. Yeah, Temple might go to 17p though next season. I think Kimbolt is fine. Kimbolt is like skillful and okay, at least we have a Peller. That's nice. And you know, it's 6 power, it doesn't have a shield or veil, it can be answered, and it's 12 provisions. Like, I think it's allowed to be a good card. Like, Unseen Elder is less expensive than this, right? Like Alberon is this, like, just for comparison's sake. The only problematic part in this entire deck, I think, is just Temple. Everything else in it, I think, is very fair. Like, do I like the design of an immune card? No. But it does die to COC or Igni. Right? If you really wanted to nerf Ada, you would just make Igni 9 provisions. Without Temple, creating 3 cards and giving you a busted Enseus, there would be so much counterplay to this deck, it would not be nearly as problematic. So it's not really Ada or Kimbolt or any of the other cards, it's just Temple. And this 28 points of carryover that you get from Red Coin for free. That's a problem.
This one should land us a
You also have to remember, Miamon made this deck. So, are we not getting Kimbolt? This Kimbolt came from Temple, by the way. So Temple is 28 plus whatever this is worth. I think if I'm Bretto, I still all in. I play Toad, I leader the Succubus. I hope... No, actually, I think I Toad the Succubus now. Don't leader yet. Hope Succubus goes front. It didn't.
I don't have a dirty mind. Just one hell of an imagination.
That's kind of tragic, actually.
We sup at home.
Drop Succubus and leader the one in the back, and then next card is K-Rat. Now we see AA into Vandergrift.
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er deign forget your sake.
You can protect him easily with NR. He's 12 provisions. I think the fact that, like... I mean, I think a 12 provision card should trade up versus Heatwave. Or a Parasite. Kind of tricky, actually. No space in the front row for Ninja Bank. We didn't leader for K-Ran? Or decree for K-Ran? What did we decree for? We decreed for a Peller. So we're taking a short round where we down a card against an Enseus? Yeah, Bretko is cooked. Granted, like with this Boholt on the board that came for free from Temple, and no way to deal with Revenants, he was never getting his card back. But he's also not winning the short round, so it's kind of a moot point. Like, what was the plan here? I guess the plan is to try and deny Enseus value by consuming everything with K-Ran. But there's a Veraxis, which I guess we can Erendite.
Fuck you, Nilf garbage.
There's no Nilfgaard in this game. Yeah, just go next.
You bore me, so vanish.
This deck doesn't even have Riptide, so Ninja can just drop Ada like this.
It's not that I'm always horny. It's you who's always sexy. Relax. Let me sweep your...
Redcoat does have points thanks to Succubus. It's just not going to be enough points. What are you going to mulligan? Lead support? Okay, that's fair. Maybe it was better to AA first. Like, if you AA first, you draw a card, and then you can leader based on what you drew.
We're not done if you can still walk.
Good time to use leader. Problem is, this is going to be 9, 10, 8, 7. The points are distributed enough that Kran just won't deny and say it's enough value. AA is going to be on Curse Knight, which will pay for 14 points plus 5. So 19. This is a 19-point card.
Now, all the court.
Araxis is actually less significant than it looks. Never mind.
I'm just
It's going to be
little car.
a massive amount of points.
Fucked up machine.
He's going to drop Araxis, kill a 10, and then kill a 9. This, by the way, also came from Temple. Again, you see the common thread here? The common thread is Temple. So Bretko had the right idea,
Just one hell of an
but it didn't matter. So Ninja Pang wins game number 1 with NR and goes up 1-0 in the series. Yeah, Temple could just get deleted from the game. One of the few cards that I think we just can't balance. Like, especially because it's so much better on red. Like, Temple on blue is almost okay. Because it's 0 tempo if they choose to use it for carryover. But 50% of games, it's a game-breaking card. Just because you're on red coin. No single card in the history of Gwent has given you 28 points of carryover in 1 turn. Ever. Temple play of that Mosh tournament? I don't think it's any more egregious than any number of other decks in terms of in a tournament, but that's not true. What's another card that gave you 28 points of carryover in 1 turn? That's not in 1 turn. To say that's not in 1 turn. You have to put like 7 meditating mages on the board and then drop Teseo for 28 points of carryover. Back when meditating mages were 4p. Archgriffin? Yeah, Archgriffin's also only played with Temple. Like, you literally play Temple, and then you have 28 points in a different round. King Crumb? King Crumb's not 28 points of carryover. King Crumb is like 21 or 22 at most, right? I guess an all ogre deck. What's the biggest King Crumb you can have? It's 1 for every ogre in your deck, right? Yeah, plus, like, if Crumb is played, you can heat wave it, and then there's no Crumb. Temple, like, the Ensays that's in their hand, you can't, unless you have a Shillard, you're just screwed. King Crumb is a lot of points because you like it can be 20 points on times 2, that's 40, right? Time to play combis from hand. So buff Shillard. Yes, since Shillard is a neutral card, that totally fixes the problem. You're right, Sultan. As usual. That totally wouldn't screw over other cards like Egern or...
My lads will make sure of that.
That was sarcasm, Atmo. Please see the following message. Shoop transform. Yeah. Like, even if Epidemic killed, like, was a card that, like, banished the right side card of your opponent's hand, like, even if it was a 4P card, it still wouldn't be okay. Like, because you'd have to draw it. Anyway. I'm not here to complain about balance. We're here to watch the games. And I thought Ninja played that well. I think that deck was going to get through Bretko's lineup no matter what. And I think it's fine. Because it's a best of 5. And Bretko gets blue coin 3 times, and he brought 2 blue coin decks, so he'll be fine. Now we have Ninja playing Syndicate on blue. We've seen him do this before. This is Collusion, Pirate's Cove. And he's playing against Shoop and G. I'm struggling to see what Bretko's main strategy should be in this game. Because usually the way you deal with Ninja Pang's deck is you remove gang tags. But it's like this deck relies on... He doesn't play an Alba? Okay. Bretko's deck relies on locks, right? So the leader, the 2 from leader, 1 from Alba, 1 from Shoop, 1 from Redea. Does have some removal, like there's a tourney joust, and there's an assassination, right? And Pirate's Cove decks don't play Candle, but they do play Little Birds.
You and me, we ain't done yet.
So it's going to be challenging, I think, for Bretko to deny tags. We'll have to see how he handles this. I think it would be foolish for him to try and fight over round 1.
Sons of Nilfgaard!
Oh. But he might want to stay for reach for a little while longer. I don't think, as Bretko, you want to use Redea, Leo, War Council, or Mushy Truffle this round. So I think you just like play Battle Prep here, or Imperial Diviner, maybe. There's more poisons in this deck though, so you may want to keep this. I don't think you use Joust at all. I think you save Joust. Alba, that's a big answer that's just got used. Because this is one of the answers to Little Bird. Your only other answers are Assassination, Redea, and Shoop. So now you have to save 2 out of those 3. Redea, well, I guess you also have Leader. Maybe that's not a big use. Battle Prep is a good card to use. Maybe that was the reason he played Alba first, Bretko did. Because now his Battle Prep played for 6 as opposed to just 4, because this is a knight, not a soldier. Is 1 carryover for every next turn? So he'll make 130 cover in 1 turn? Yeah, no, that doesn't count, Troko. You already admitted that it doesn't count in the way you worded it. That's it. This round is over. Bretko has to pass. It's either pass or play Redea, and I don't think you should play Redea if you're not winning the round. And you're not winning the round because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tags on the board already. Alright, we're playing War Council into Ardo. Never mind. We are committing. So Bretko has decided he needs round control. And honestly, that might be the winning line. It's kind I guess he knew he was getting Ardle from War Council. So that's something I hadn't thought about. Is imprisonment 15 provisions now?
Perhaps a different ingredient.
Did it get buffed?
An active one.
How's Little Bird untouched from the Balance Council? Because it requires reading. And because I don't think Little Bird by itself is a problem. It's pulling the strings that's the bigger issue, right? Like, this is a 5p card that deployed for, like, 10 for 5 isn't that big a deal. Now, it has to be answered, sure. But you could argue that Marines, or Light Cab, or Piggy, or lots of other 5p engines will play for the same value if not answered. And, like, it's a card that requires setup and synergy and has counterplay. It can be locked and removed, right? But, like, the counterplay to pulling the strings is don't let opponent have units ever. That's not really reasonable. Yoinking the Rune Mage is funny. If this deck had, like, if this was a Nilfgaard deck. But it did get ahead in tempo. Tags are categories, right? So this, when locked, still has its categories, and this is also keeping it. Lock only disables abilities, doesn't negate the identity of a unit. If you transform it, it would lose the tag.
Item I have. A surprise.
Like, just because your hands are tied doesn't mean you're not a human anymore. You're still a human. You just have your hands tied and your mouth gagged. Locked units can't talk. So now Bretko has used Rodeo, which was one of his locks, to get ahead. At this point, Ninja might be fine losing on even.
One man's battlefield is another man's right patch for
Nope, he's just gonna lead her. He does have a lot of reach because he had a full purse of coins, and he has King of Beggars still in deck. He can play another Shady Vendor into pulling the strings, but he's instead gonna just play We're going to Collusion. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tags. He was just missing Firesworn. That was the only thing he was missing.
I don't work for
Leo answers the Jackal. Right now there's Salamandra, comes with 4, 5. When the strings can you only get 5, but there's no 5s. That's why Bretko hasn't clicked this, by the way, because it's a perfect pull in the strings target. Yes. If an infused category, like, again, like, when you infuse something with a category, it's literally like, imagine this is white. It works the same way as if it was white. White text. Like, it's literally just printed on the card now. And I think I answered your question, Muchtawa. That's why he didn't click, because it would be a perfect pulling the strings target. That forces Ninja Bank to play Junior. And then he spends to 0. That's also interesting. Because now he can't play Shady Vendor anymore. So Bretko will now click the Lamp Gem. Will he play his Truffle? Just basically go all in. I mean, he did draw well, and he played Calvite, so he could 2-0. I think you play Truffle here. But maybe he'll play a Purify and then click the War Council. But I would like to keep the Purify if I'm in Bretko's shoes, because I know my opponent has poisons. Yeah, in fact, that's what Breadco does. He's gonna play Truffle into Illusionist, into it doesn't matter. Might as well pick the one that has that has a spender in case for whatever reason you come across some coins. He doesn't have a Diplo in hand, but Ninja doesn't know that. And then the War Council immediately on the Illusionist. Okay, so do we have 5 tags? Crown Splitter Cut Up, that's 2. Blind Eye, that's 3. Salamander, that's 4. There's only 4 tags. So he has the leader, Ninja has the leader, and then yoink the Lamp Chin. And that would give him 1 coin. Or he takes the loss on even. But with Truffle on the board, knowing you're against the Shoop Calvite deck, I don't think you can lose this. Like, you can afford to. Okay, Ninja passes. He wants to keep his leader charge. So he takes the loss on even. Now, Breadco has the 6 points from Truffle. Shoop, Purify, and then... what else does he have left? He's got a Sergeant, which he can't play. A Dwim. Oh boy, this isn't really a 2-0 hand now that I think about it. I didn't realize how much he actually used. He's out of steam. He won't have 3 bodies for Truffle. I guess he can open range Dwim on the War Council. He's got a Mulligan Sergeant, right? And 1 extra card's not going to win him around 3 at all. He has to bleed. Actually, I think this is doomed no matter what Breadco does. There you go, Man of the East.
Wherever the road takes me.
If one of the mods could pin that Nightbot command, that would be fantastic.
Visible mutation, rough skin, vertical pupils, horns.
I think you assassinate this. Yeah.
As good as dead.
Like, using Assassinate to kill a 4P card that got its 3 coins on deploy is so sad, but it's the right thing to do because it's 2 tags. But now you can't answer this. You gotta go Shoop, Destroy Random here. You gots to, bro. You gots to. I think Redco sees it. Like, there's no way you play anything else here. Like, it's a 12-point Shoop. It's not a bad Shoop. Plus, you remove a Spender and 2 tags. Oh my god, he played the Sergeant. Okay, so he wants to win round 3 with Shoop. That's gotta be the only reason. But... so Ninja Pang has to play Shady Vendor front row if he wants to just play Shady Vendor. Instead he just plays Jacques and doesn't spend. He spends to get to 9.
Stars contend, you shall be victorious today.
I mean, he gets ahead. But, like, whatever. This is Fire Sword. This is Crown Splitter Cut-Ups. That's 3. He does prevent pulling the strings. But I think if I'm Ninja, I just play Shady Vendor front. And I just go for like Eventide or something. Doesn't find Eventide. He does play Shakedown, I think. Yeah. And King of Beggars gets thinned out too. I think Shoot Resilience is a fine play here, actually. Like, that would have been a really good trade. Now, of course, he have to know Last Card is Mastermind, which he had no way of knowing. Shoot Resilience would take him to 40 points. And the problem is Ninja Fang had coins, right? Ninja Fang had 3 coins. One little bird could have been 13. I don't know. What could Ninja have possibly played if you play Shoot Resilience there? I'm starting to think that was a misplay by Bretko, that he should have played Shoot Resilience there, but I don't know what you guys think. It's not better to play Mastermind end the round? I don't think so, because you've already played Josh. And then what do you have for the short round? Like, Shady Vendor's not going to be enough to win the round.
The tongue can conceal.
That's a Firesworn tag. That's nice.
Never.
The fact that Bretko had to play a unit before Shoot means that he can't even play Shoot Yoink anymore. I think I don't see how Bretko navigates this. Like, that remedy is bad. He doesn't even have a Purify because he used it already. He locks the Spender. Okay.
A highly curious case.
And 6 is probably the best you're going to get. Oh, that's 8. Never mind. That's better. You have to play Siggy now. That's a mistake. Shoop transform. Come on, dude. Oh, he doesn't go for it. He doesn't go for the Shoop transform. Is he just hoping the ninja missed Mastermind?
Finally. You bloody took long enough.
Wait. Oh, there wasn't enough unit for Mastermind. Wait a second. Hey, he didn't have a Spender. Holy shit, I'm Supapega. That's an easy win for Bretko. What? I didn't even look in the deck. I just assumed there was units left. Yeah, and he played Collusion in round 1. So yeah, Bretko with the awareness. Do you know him, Man of the East? Well played. I didn't. That didn't go how I thought it would go. Yeah, I guess he was keeping track of spenders. And Little Bird doesn't have a tag because it gets a tag on deploy, right? So he knew. Yeah, it's open decklist. Yeah. And open in terms of also anybody can join, yes.
The gate must be secure.
Turns out he's way better at the game than I ever was. Yeah, clearly. Okay, so Brett goes blue coin again. And this time he has Death Wish against Witchers. This should be a good matchup, I think. Right? Anyone know? Because my thinking is, you win round 1 with tempo. Because you have Dagon and Brewis. And then you bleed out the Witcher trio. Then you win short round with Succubus or Detlaf or Erendite or whatever. Does this deck play Whispering Hillock? Yes, it does. I guess I'm wondering if Kayran is really worth it, worth losing Riptide. And I guess it is, especially in this matchup. You'd much rather have Kayran than Riptide. So the question for Ninja Pang is, do you Eskel this? And I think he's just going to play Portal instead. Yeah, he's not contesting the round. I don't think. He does have Vesemir Mentor, which if the round goes long, given that there's an armor up, and the Bear Witcher Quartermaster, or if possibly two, he can get a decent amount of points out of it. Of course, Foglets will kill little students. Okay, we're playing Vile. We're playing for Reach. I don't know about triggering that Foglet there. Because that's 0 points. And now you can't consume this Toad either. Because that would pull out your Dagon early. So your AQ has to not get locked, which I guess that's fine. But if AQ gets Heatwave, you can't get Dagon out anymore because you infuse Giant Toad. Right? Yeah.
Call one of the two sides. The rest will fall in place.
Inside now.
Vanguard is an interesting choice. The ninja knows he's against an Erendite deck, but he's... This says, like playing Vanguard there says you wanna contest the round, otherwise why play it?
Go ahead. Stare at me stump again, see what happens.
The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
And honestly, I think that's right. You wanna stay in as long as possible.
We're not done if you can
with this Witcher deck. Ideally, you want to win the round, but like even if you can't, you still want to shorten. You want to have adrenaline in round 2 when you're defending the bleed. This is where it gets dicey for Bretko. Because what does he play now? Carl the Grasses played for 12 points there. Pretty good.
I do not mince words.
You see Doragary come down. That's a good choice. This Doragary wasn't going to get value later. What worshipping Dagon means? Worship Dagon means add 1 charge to this. After Dagon has been worshipped 4 times, a new Dagon pops out. You lick his spin 4 times and he shows up. Exactly. There's Mentor. Before the armor up. Which is super weird to me. Because it didn't get him ahead. If he had played armor up first, and then Mentor would get him there. Must have been a miscalculation. At the same time, I'm not sure Bretko wants to play another card. Because he could lose on even to Quen and be forced to play Detlaf. Oh, he's just going to play Detlaf. Wow, we're just casually giving away our Detlaf. Okay. And leadering it. This is 18 points. Ninja has reach. Could you just play an armor up now? It's like a useless card later. Gwen is...
This'll be quick and painful.
Okay. Ninja goes for the get ahead play on Eskel. Yeah, I don't like this play. I would have wanted to play Saki. Like, you're being bled in round 1. You have to ask yourself, what do you do if opponent plays another card? And now by playing Kayran early, I guess there's a toad in the graveyard. So he could decree for a succubus. That would be a lot of points. See Quen come down now.
Let's get this over with.
Quen for professional. It's gonna play for 15 points. Plus 4, 19. A succubus will be 13, right? Should be enough. But he might have to leader the toad if he's worried about losing uneven, but I think it's fine to lose uneven at this point. Better to lose uneven than to use a leader charge. Leader charge is worth a lot in this deck. One of your leaders is worth 2 of his. And you don't want to be trading leaders when you're blue coin, because you leader, he leaders, and then you're back to where you started.
I'm just a sexy little card.
I don't think Ninja's overcommitted. I think
I
Bretko
don't have a
has.
dirty mind. Just one hell
But
of
at
a-
least he has Erendite that's growing. This is 5 points. This is enough to get ahead. There's no reason for Ninja Bank not to play it.
Unit faster. The windmiller hit me. Hard.
And then there's no reason for Bretko not to play it. Whether he'll leader or not remains to be seen. The reason I was saying leader last turn was if you leader Toad last turn, then Dagon would pop out. And then this turn you could Erendite and then Dagon consume the succubus. Plus the extra 2 points from this. So Ninja got the Doragary to 4 with his armor up. Maybe that's why he was saving it. He wanted to make sure his offering is not a dead card. And now he just needs 8 points. Yeah, this is 4, this is 4. You get there easy. This is basically a perfect way for Witchers for the game to go. Because you want to shorten rounds and you want to win a short round with your Eskel. You played Oniro, right? Yeah, you played Oniro. So now Ninja can just Oniro for all God. Play whatever the hell he wants. He won on even. And then win a short 3-card round or 4-card round. That's the Mulligan Heatwave. Okay, Doldulok is actually the best possible card to get here. This is essentially a brick. There's only one Deathwish card in the deck. Thing is, Ninja doesn't know this. But if Ninja passes, Bretko is screwed. Right? He'd be forced to play his last succubus, and then what? Yeah, there's Oniromancy for All God, as I expected.
Revolutionaries plowing reformers.
It's like at 4 points of carryover, realistically. But you could draw some of those cards too, so I don't know. Minimum of 4 points of carryover. We're gonna put this back row or front row? I think we need to put this front row.
It's not that I'm always horny. It's you who's always sexy.
Yeah. The problem is now this can get heat waved, and I think Ninja should do it. Okay, maybe this was better back row. I don't know. Either way, I think Bretko's kind of screwed. Like when you're playing against SK Witchers, you should assume they will mortgage their house and like sell their mother's kidney to win round 1. You should fight for round 1 you should assume you're playing 10 cards in round 1 from card 1. You should play it that way. Even if you have to go down a card, it's better to play your round 1 cards in a sequence to maximize the points that you're gonna have by the end of the round. Because if you lose round 1 uneven to them, or just lose round 1, you are at their mercy. Will Ninja see it? If Ninja knows to heat wave this, and he does, this is GG for Bretko. Because now he has to play his Arachnis Queen, which happens to be... Well, actually, no, he can just play Erendite. Yeah, just play Erendite. But he doesn't have an AQ target as well, so either way, it's bad. But I think that was a worthwhile trade. Because that was the last Succubus, right? Yeah. He knows there's no more Succubus coming out. So just that one heat wave and the round 1 bleed have negated Succubus and Dettlaff. And Erendite. I don't know what Ninja's possibly thinking about here. He knows there's a Dagon. He knows the opponent has a leader charge. He knows this deck has a Hillick. There's no way this card doesn't get past whatever Lambert does. Should have Tempest after Bruce Dagon. And force your opponent to bleed you. That's also true. Like, Deathwish loses steam. So, like... And Witchers need adrenaline. So, yes, you either pass at 7... or you go for the whole round. You never want to play, like... a bunch of cards round 1, go deep, and then lose the round. I think that was a misplay by Ninja. Because, yeah, this always gets there. But let's see. What do each play? Well... So Ninja has 24 and 9? That's a lot of points. Okay, yeah. There's nothing Redco can do. It wasn't a misplay so much as it was never going to 2-0. But that's fine. Because Ninja just has a better short round with the Bear Witchers, considering there's no Succubus left. That Spore is kind of tragic. But like, there's 14 points on this side. One Bear Witcher like ends the game. It should have been Endrago Warrior first.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
At least we have a leader charge for the egg.
Take care of your blades and they'll take care of you.
Or we'll play for 5 points. Wait, this might be close actually. Why did we eat the 1? I guess it doesn't matter. Spore is still higher on this. Oh my god, it's gonna be a 1-point win for Ninja Pang. Crazy. No, it's 4 points. Oh, it's a tie. What? I'm so bad at math. I'm so sorry. It's a tie. Of course it's a tie. It's always a tie. We always have ties in this tournament. Crazy. That's Spore. If that Spore had been a Bear Witcher, Ninja wins easily, but he didn't draw it. And A math, yes. Absolutely. If he hits the 1, it's a win. Yeah, you're right, Tunnellator. Like, why eat the 4 when you could eat a 1? First of all, it's insanely crazy. Yeah, if he eats the 1 and Ninja Pang doesn't have a Bear Witcher, he wins the game. He was trying to... he was playing around offering. But you win against offering anyway. I really like draws. I wish that in real life I would get to replay the same life, same coin. I'm sure I could do better next time. Go back to 2016. Don't download The Witcher. Screw that Game of the Year sale. It's gonna ruin your life. Okay, so here we go again. Dagon Deathwish versus SK Witchers. This soundtrack is so good. I love this song. This is Merchants of Novigrad. Should I be yapping? Here's what's going to happen. Ninja Fan's going to play Portal. Bretko's going to play Brewis. Bretko's going to click on Urn, click on Brewis, click Dagon, click Brewis. Oh, wait a second. You know, that's actually a good play. Because that Dagon is worth a lot more than 8 points, right? It's 8 points at consume plus 1 point for every Deathwish card played, which would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 potentially. Still haven't lost my Universe MO, probably my most fun decks. That's awesome, man. It really does feel good when you get to that round 3 situation, and there you can just feel that hope be drained from your opponent's existence. When you're against like Devotion Warriors or Enslave, Assimilate, or Helga, any of those decks that don't have enough points. Proactive. Heatwave. I think Heatwave is excessive.
To arms, men.
It's kind of a clowny thing to do. It can win you the game if opponent misses their cards because they didn't thin by 2. But like they could have also drawn their cards. Like last game, it wouldn't have done anything because Bretko did draw all his stuff. This is an obvious Toad, right? What are we considering AQing it? Because those are the 2 options. Bretko has to consume at least 2 of these 3. You generally don't want to consume a Toad. It's also kind of brave to infuse your Toad in this matchup from like.
Take them out of my sight.
I guess what I would do here is I would play Harpy on the Bridge Troll. And then plant like decree for the other harpy. Maybe even leader the egg and get out. Also, if I play this deck, I probably cut the Doragary, play like a squirrel, and then upgrade Kran to to Truffle. Wait, is Truffle still 10 provisions? Uniless MO sounds like Ocean Mud gameplay. You haven't seen my Uniless Deathwish? The decree for Endrego Warrior means you're out of the round, in my opinion. I think you just leave now. Because you have no more power. Like, no more... I don't know. And, like, going to a 9-card round 2 bleed against Ninja Pang, it should be fine for you. Yeah. That Harpy is so troll. That's a 4-tempo play. Reminds you of Ocean Mud? Yeah. Yeah, like the mastercrafted spears on the board dancing. Yeah. Some thunderbolts and shit. Rats. We are the rats. I watched Ocean Mud.
This'll be quick and painful.
The windmill hard.
And now you're losing uneven. Again. So now you have to like drop a succubus and leader it. Not even, right? Yeah, you can leader it. We just don't have enough consumes. My way was better. Okay, we consume a toad. That's actually kind of good. But if I'm Ninja, I just play armor up. I'm so happy. Yeah, so you just get ahead with armor up. What are we playing? Another succubus. Which takes one of our toes, which we can purify.
Just a sexy little cog in a fucked up machine called life.
There's a 12-point offering. Okay, now we get out the round? We're down 9 points. Or I guess we could Peller the toad and then leader the succubus again. I think that's an okay play, considering we have 3 toads. We don't need leader charges. Keltilus player in tourney who was roping literally every single turn. Was it Cintrian? I mean, I just don't like this, like, using AQ and then losing the round anyway. Like, fundamentally, round 1, you need to decide, am I taking the round or am I not? If you're not, you should commit as little as possible. Try to play carryover if you can, if you're going to play anything of value. And then get out the round. And if you're going to take the round, you should be like, how do I get the most points possible so I take the round? Firing bullets and then losing the round anyway is like, I think, one of the most common high-level mistakes in Gwent. Or macro mistakes in Gwent. Yo, Mirak with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, sir. Going good. We're in the finals. We had game 3, but it was a draw. Literally like a 18-18 round 3. And now we're replaying that game. Congratulations to Y7YR, Alex J0085, A-Team Attacks, Isipi, and Jad Carradine. If you're around, be sure to thank Mirak for the complimentary Tobies. And enjoy the gift sub. There are 2 players in the deck, yes. So I've seen people play Siegfried in this deck to like purify toads. But yeah. I think it was done to fit Kayran. But so far in this matchup at least, Kayran hasn't gotten value. I feel like has to be for Detlef, right? This is our first Arendite. Gets ahead and gets rid of the Vitality. I think that's a good Arendite. It played for 1 extra point. Because it also hit armor, right? And like now Ninja's got, like, this deck has a hard time bleeding if you are able to not give good targets. And like he's got Heatwave and he's got Geralt Pro. I prayed. We got 20 gifted subs from Oversell and 5 from Mirak. We got a few new follows. Thank you guys for the support. Really appreciate it. You guys are the reason I keep doing this tournament. Sometimes the cheer is just a bleeding tool. Yeah, that's what he did last game, right? And it didn't work out very well. If you know you can win with Tall Punish. That makes sense. Like if having Lasse is super impactful, then you need to play trio to get Lasse, then that makes sense. But I don't know that Ninja has enough points now. Because there's Dagon, and there's still 1 toad in the graveyard. And 1 leader, and then a double, like this consume, this consume. So this again is 14 plus 5. This is a 19-point card to Heatwave. I Heatwave this instantly. Right? Because this is a consume is a succubus, and a succubus consume is 5 points. Right? And you gotta feel like your opponent has a succubus. Hey Skicko, how's it going? How's the turn so far? Pretty good, man. That's some crazy games. This is a replay of a draw. Yeah, there's the Heatwave. Ninja also agrees. He Heatwaves the Dagon. Makes sense. I don't think that changes significantly what Bretko needs to do. He's still going to need to play Doldulok into a Succubus, get his other toad out.
I don't have a dirty mind. Just one hell of an imagination.
Oh, he really wanted to come out to the right sides. Because he wants to consume both with an Endrego Warrior. Yes, that goes tall, but like... it's a free extra consume, so... like, yes, you'd be 5 less points value, but then it would also be 5 less points of value the other way. Leader this, yes. So now Succubus needs to come out back row, and it does. Redco's happy about that. He doesn't need to play his Endrego Warrior yet, though. This should be his last card that he plays. I think Ninja Pang here just wants to play Vesemir. I guess it doesn't matter. Bear Witcher is just as good a tall punish target. To get to the next level of Hype Train, we need either 900 bits or 2 gifted subs. No, this was a misplay. This was a massive misplay. Because you have last say. Why give a tall target?
Can still walk.
Like, he thinks he's going to get a better heatwave target. He's not.
What are you gonna do, eh?
So that professional that was going to be, like, at best, remove a 9, now gets to remove a 15. But it might not matter.
Damn it.
Yeah, there's just too many points. Witchers don't have that many points in against a deck where their removal can't stop you from getting points. And Bretko just had too much carryover. Giving up round 1 worked out really well for him because he still had his debt left. So Bretko ends up winning with Death Wish. Gets that past SK Witchers. Let's take a look at what's left, right? It's now 2-1. Bretko's going to be red coin. And he's won with NG, and he's won with Monster, so he has to play Knights from red. Ninja Pang has yet to win with Collusion, and he has yet to win with Reckless Flurry. He has to win with both of them, right? But he knows Bretko is playing Knights, so he knows exactly what he's against. Not that it matters too much. Here is Bretko's Knights deck. It's very standard. We got a Frog Wow emote. What did you guys get? Wow. Hey, Rich. Welcome in. Welcome in. You got nothing? Yeah, because you weren't here for the hype train. You get nothing. I give you nothing. Sag, yeah.
Lots of prior experience.
Okay,
Worked with idiots
so
in
Ninja
real life.
from Blue is playing Collusion, and he wants to win with Witchers on red. I don't think Witchers are beating Knights. Are they? I mean, he does have Heatwave, and he does have Geralt Pro. But that's a problem for next game. First, he has to win with Syndicate. So, in order to beat Knights, it's been a while since I played against them, but what I recall is you gotta be able to deal with Immortals round 1, and if you can't, then you kind of lose. So the way that Ninja will deal with Immortals is with Poison. There is a Peller in hand for Bretko. And that's basically it. There's no other Purifies. So Ninja opens with Novigrad. This makes sense. And you have it and you want to win the round, you should open with it. Unless you're playing 3 and passing. Like if you're playing 3 and passing, then maybe you don't open with it. But in this case, he was wanting to do that. And now he's playing Bloody Good Friend. So he's hoping to do what? He's gonna ping the Sork down to 4 and then steal with Blowing the Strings. And also remember that when you steal like a 4, you still get 2 coins. Right? That's how it works. Right, there's an offering, which is whatever. I wonder what Bretko boosted. Bretko boosted a Night Revenant. That makes sense. A 6 is a lot harder to remove than a 4. Now we see a little bird come down. And this little bird can't be answered. One of the weaknesses of Knights is that before their Erendite grows, they can't answer engines. So having something like this on the board, I think Ninja's trying to decide if he wants to leader or not. I don't think you leader here. You just boost. And the cool thing about Bloody Good Friends is that when they're boosted, if you don't have coins, you can use Insanity to damage stuff. So here comes Lady of the Lake into AA. It's going to be into another damn Sork. But like I said, you can use Bloody Good Funds to damage things, to put him in range for pulling the strings. And I predict that's what Ninja Fang is going to do. He only has 5 pings worth of damage, but that's plenty. In fact, he should boost with Little Bird first and then Insanity. Because there's no cooldown, right? It's just a P1. You can click it as many times as you want. And if you yoink this, then you can ping the shields off the opponent's card, and then, you know. I guess it doesn't really matter in this case because they get the number of points. This time we had a Little Bird with a Blind Eye tag, so we didn't have to yoink it 4. We could just yoink it 5. I do think it was a misplay, though, to not click the Little Bird first. Ninja Fang didn't think about that. Like, you can use Insanity and then it's better. Or did he? Maybe he did. Maybe he did, and then I just missed it. And because he would get 1 point back from one of the strings anyway. Did he use Insanity? He can still Immortal? True, but when you ping the Immortal gets 2 points of boost, right? You would rather not. But this is the moment of truth. Do you Junior the Squire? Right now we have 5 tags, right? We could play Collusion, but it would hit Immortal, so we'd have to ping it first. Doesn't have many good targets? That's also true. Oh, he decides to pass. He is up 15 points, but... Wait. How does Bretko get there?
No!
He's just gonna go down a card. And he's fine with that? You can't lead her. Then you lose your resilience. Grace. He's getting 2 points. If he plays Peller to purify the Immortal, that will be 6 points. And then he'll get 3. That's 9. Yeah. What I would do if I'm Bretko is not that. Okay, he's going to go for the 2-0. If you're going to go for the 2-0, then being down a card doesn't matter. Like, oh, the fact that it was a draw doesn't matter. Right? Mulligan's the Erendite, it's at 0. Keeping the Peller. He's going to Oniro for Damsel. He's going to AA for a Knight Errant. And there's no answer to scenario, so... This might actually be a winning line. I released Night Song and I haven't even gone to check Moonrise.
Best give up now.
I'm moving too fast. They're just exploring. Yeah, I tried to tell you last night not to go in the crypts before doing other stuff. I guess either I didn't or you didn't catch what I was saying. Asfaja has consistent issues, so it might be good to take the tie. Not whenever my opponents are playing it. They always draw Siggy and Novigrad in round 1. Oof. So this is a good junior target, is it not? It is. And you like removing a Grace is always good. But I do think this is really like it's gonna be really hard for Ninja to deal with it. Because you can't answer scenario, and next round Maiden's Shield is coming down. And like not killing the Maiden's Shield the turn that it's played is a huge problem. It just also happens that Ninja Fang missed Bank and Siggy Mastermind, so he's just completely cooked. This might just be Bretko closing out the series. I don't think you play lock here. You just drop the Maiden's Shield. He does play into poison a little bit, but you have a Purify. Yeah, another proof of SY being the worst faction. And what is the best faction, Reeds? Is it NG?
Fuck you, needle garbage.
Live to see it.
See, now you can't lock the little bird. Do you ever go for the eavesdrop play to try and maybe draw bank or mastermind? By eavesdrop play, I mean play shady in the front.
One man's battlefield is
Ooh,
another
that
man's
poison.
right.
I don't like that
Try
poison.
it.
Well, maybe he thinks Bretko missed Maiden's shield. No, because he knows Bretko has AA.
Fighting spirit, what needs ye to flee this world ever
Yes,
free?
like Winalm lost its shield, but it's gonna get it back when it gets Grace, which it will because scenario will boost it. Like if you think that you only win with Mastermind, and I don't know why Ninja spawned the second Jackal. Like why does getting ahead matter here? There's no round 3. That's Miyama, yeah. Yeah, the voice command is Miyama. I asked him permission. He said yes. We also have a Rashid for any old school guys.
Respectfully speaking, I don't care what Uppo feels, boys. He disgusts me as a human being.
I think we should turn up the volume on that in Trigger Fire if possible. Here comes Maiden's Shield for 60 gajillion points and procs the Grace on Winhelm, which will get clicked. And now Ninja Bang is in trouble. Next card's going to be an AA into...
Seagull! 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 Seagull!
No, Miyamon's Japanese.
So stupid.
You don't notice the Japanese text on his screen when he's playing?
Nerf
There's a
this
Knight Errant.
fucking card, man.
You obviously leader the Knight Errant. But first you infuse something other than the Knight Errant. Or not. I don't know what just happened, but a lot of things happened.
It could very well be the deal of a lifetime.
Yeah, of course the Fire Swarm go on the wrong row. Classic. I think it'll only be in a 10-point game. But the 2-0 power of Knights from Blue Coin just ended Ninja Pang's run. And Bretko, who messaged me this morning and said, I guess I need to win a tournament again so I'll be in a VOD. Literally. Joined a tournament and won. Well played, Bretko. Congratulations. You have dethroned Weeple, the champion of last week's tournament. Congratulations on winning weekly tournament 108. My bad. You are now the greatest human being slash entity to have ever existed. Here's the full bracket. As always, if you miss some of the games, the full WOD will be on YouTube. And with that, let's say goodbye to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this content, please hit the like button. It helps more people see it. As we do these every Sunday at noon US Central Time. Everybody's welcome to join. And I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.